Welcome, everybody. So excited to be with you tonight. My name is Eric Johnson. I am the creator and founder of Teamzy. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to bring you guys a ton of value. Hold on, I don't want to look at myself 2 times. Here we go. Here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to jump right into it. This is a nuts and bolts training. I'm going to teach you guys the best workflows for Teamzy. We'll teach you how to get started right, how to become a power hour boss, okay? I'll take you through the process of setup. You may have done it, but I'll take you through it anyways. Maybe you'll learn some things that you missed. I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. Then we'll go through the process of crushing a power hour together. I'll show you the workflows, how to connect with people, start conversations, how to have those conversations. When appropriate, invite them to learn more about the business, how to follow up on those invites like a pro. I'll even teach you some philosophical things along the way, like how to make somebody's day and how to follow up without being annoying. Sound good? Once I've taken you through that, guys, I'm going to give you so much information in such a short period of time. You may feel like you are sipping water from a fire hose, and that's okay. Get your pens and paper ready, but I will do full Q&A at the end. So if you have questions at any point during the presentation, just put them in your Q&A button right there, okay? I see I'm kind of coming in and out of focus. Is that good? Okay, that's better. Okay, great. All right, you guys ready to get started? Beautiful. Okay, so you should be looking at my presentation right now. We're going to just start with this, how to get started right with Teamzy and become a power hour boss. A little bit about my backstory for those of you guys who haven't met me before. I come from a background of business coaching and consulting. That's what I've been doing pretty much my whole grown-up life, is teaching people how to build a successful business, about 16 years now. I came from a different industry, not network marketing. What happened with me was I stumbled into network marketing, probably like a lot of you guys. I found some products that really helped me. I lost 60 pounds, changed my life. And I was excited. And I was sharing these products with people and not getting paid for it, just out of enthusiasm. Isn't that what people do? Totally. And when I found out there was an opportunity to actually get paid for those people I was referring over to that company and sharing the products with, it seemed like a no-brainer. That's kind of how I got started. Now, as a business coach, I knew that if I was going to build this business and be successful, I needed to leverage my time and be really efficient. And so that's my story. As we kind of get in, I'll give you a little bit more information on that. But I started looking for tools that would help me to do this in an hour a day. And that's kind of what led us to where you and I are right now. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about what I was looking for. I was looking for something that would allow me to do these things in an hour a day. Now, probably like me, you guys are busy, right? And you don't have a lot of time to do this stuff. I wanted a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts, all of them. So one of the things that you guys are going to learn a little bit tonight as I talk to you about Teamzy is that it's based on the philosophy of relationship marketing. It's on relationship marketing. So in relationship marketing, you're focusing on building relationships, connecting with people, deepening relationships. You're not going through your warm market and using them up like you're being taught in other places. Here, we are deepening those relationships. And every single person we know either becomes a distributor on our team, a customer, or an advocate that's bringing people to our business. And that's the ultimate goal with relationship marketing. So I needed a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts so I could systematically invest in those relationships. I wanted to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I don't want to think about it or do planning. I just want to turn on my system and start on a daily basis. Because when you do a power hour, it takes 2 hours of planning to do a power hour. I needed something that let me just jump right into it. Also, I wanted to know what to say. Because if you're anything like me, I get stuck all day long. I call it analysis paralysis. You guys have probably heard that term. Trying to figure out the perfect message. You ever sit there and just look at somebody's name and try to figure out what you're going to say to them? I just wanted to be able to jump right in and start a conversation without overthinking. Overthinking is the thing that steals our dreams, right? And also I wanted a way that I could follow up seamlessly so that nobody falls through the cracks. This is one of the biggest challenges we face in our industry is the follow-up. How to keep people from falling through the cracks. And you guys have experienced this, right? Where you have somebody who, is interested, you're excited, and they're excited, and you planted the seed with them about the business. You've put water on the seed, you've nurtured it, and they just, for whatever reason, weren't ready right then. And the next thing you know, they've signed up under somebody else, right? They just fell through the cracks. You weren't there. You did everything except be there when they were ready. Somebody else was. So I wanted a system that would make sure that that never happened. All right, so I went looking everywhere. And I did find some CRMs that were geared towards network marketing. But if you guys are like me and you're tech-averse, I'm tech-averse. Like I love my iPhone because it's so easy. Well, for the most part, I still have to Google how to do things on my iPhone. That's how bad I am. But CRMs, that's like the most complicated thing in the world. And most of the time they're designed by engineers for engineers. And people like you and me struggle with figuring out how the heck to use those things. I found a couple, they were so overly complicated and ugly that I couldn't deal with them. Also, they weren't based on relationships. They were based on this whole, cold invite, find them, fleece them and forget them, go for no, throw them over your body if they say, over your shoulder like a dead body if they say no, and move on. That's not me. I needed a way that I could nurture relationships. And also, it just needed to be really easy to use. Gosh, it had to be so simple that I could use it. So you guys know the story. We went out and found some smart guys, and we built it. This is what you're going to look at tonight, Teamzy. Now, just to give you some stats, in less than 2 years, we've had more than 50,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is pretty amazing. We've been really blessed to help that many people. Also, just so you understand the results people are getting, our active users are averaging 21 customers and 9 recruits in 90 days. Okay, 21 customers and 9 recruits in 90 days, which is pretty cool. Not bad. Okay, imagine what that would feel like in your business compounded over a year. I know. Okay, well, let's get into it. I think we are ready. Yeah, those action steps are for the end. Don't peek. Get those action steps at the end. Okay, cool. Here we go. Ready? Let's find Teamzy. Where are you, Teamzy? Well, there's Google. Okay, there's Teamzy. I got it right there. Okay, this is my Teamzy account. Now, what you guys are looking at is what's called Teamzy Standard. Teamzy Standard is like the generic, I hate the word generic, but it's the generic network marketing version. So it's good for any network. That's what I'm going to demo with today. You maybe have, your network may have a custom version. We've got more than 50 now available. So bear with me. Some of the terminology will be generic on my demonstration tonight. So fill in the blanks on your own. For example, people on your team, I'm going to refer to as distributors. And I know there's 100 terms for those people. Just bear with me as I use distributor tonight. Sound good? Okay. So here's what we'll do. First thing I want you guys to understand is if you aren't already using Teamzy, you can get a free trial at Teamzy.com. Teamzy.com, free. It's free. 30 days, full access, no credit card required. We don't do anything weird like that. Here's the thing. We just know if you use it for a month, you're going to fall in love with it. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, so go to Teamzy.com and get your free trial started. Get your team on the free trial. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit more about how to get the most out of that at the end of this call. When you first log into your free trial, it will take you into the setup wizard to set this thing up very easily. My setup wizard has been dismissed, but you can get it over here from this settings wheel, and we'll relaunch it. Okay. First thing you want to do is sign up for the Facebook Messenger tips. That way you will get tips to help you through the 30-day trial. You'll get some via email too, but we know you don't actually read emails, right? So get them on Facebook. Next. So here's what we're going to do during setup tonight. We're going to set an income goal, okay? You set the income goal. Teamzy takes your income goal and tells you what to do every day to hit it. Pretty cool, right? Also, we're going to create a powerful why. This is important, so important to your success that we built it into the setup wizard so that you actually can get this done. A lot of people mystify this why thing. It's not that hard. We'll go through it tonight. But that's important because that'll keep you going when you don't want to. And also, we're going to get all your contacts imported into Teamzy so that you can be super mega organized. How many of you guys just like being organized would be awesome? Just only that. Okay, well, we're going to do that. Don't worry. Okay, let's get started. So here we are. Set your income goal. Now, there's an empty box. Just put a number in it. It's that simple. I put $150,000 in mine as my goal. This is my income goal, the level of income I'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay? So it's not necessarily that I've earned that much in 12 months, but that's my income level. My monthly income level would equate to that 12 months from now. Now, just a little thing, if you're starting out, this is designed for a goal when you're starting out. So if you've already got a nice income going from your business, your goal will be the difference. Your goal will be the growth number. Make sense? Okay, cool. Now, once you put that number in, we go to the next screen. And it's giving me an estimate of how many people I need to connect with over the next 12 months. In my case, it's 4,348. Okay, 4,348. Okay, let's go to the next page. Now, if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? You guys know this one? One bite at a time, right? So the breakdown page, that's where we are now, breaks it down. It takes it into that huge number, 4,348, breaks it into three groups: prospects, customers, distributors. Okay, prospects, customers, distributors. And then it takes it monthly, weekly, and daily. Now that huge goal is something I can actually do. It's recommending connecting with 9 prospects each day, 6 customers each day, and 4 distributors on my team each day. Okay, that's the suggestion. That's 19 people. Guys, that is less than 30 minutes work in Teamzy, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Pretty cool. 30 minutes work to get 150K. Not bad. Of course, you're going to have follow-ups too, so it'll be an hour. We'll get a power hour. Remember we talked about the power hour, the whole thing? It's going to take you an hour, but that's all it will take. It's going to leverage your time. Pretty cool. It's also set me a minimum goal of 3 invites a day and 3 ads a day. Okay, so what are these? Well, just to kind of let you know, a connect up here where I'm connecting with prospects, a connect is just saying hello, just starting a conversation. That's it. I call it the get in the make someone's day mindset, right? The goal of a connect is to make somebody's day, get them to smile, associate that smile with your name, and hopefully start a conversation. That's it. What we are not doing, at least not with relationship marketing, we're not cold inviting. We're not even talking about the business yet. We're just saying, hey, making contact. That's a connect. Now, an invite down here, the goal of 3, an invite is where I'm inviting them into the business. I'm inviting them to a call, to an opportunity, to a meeting, to try a product, to a party, to an event, whatever. Okay, so you can see here in this example, we're going to be connecting with 19 people a day, and the goal out of all those conversations is to invite 3. See, we're inviting after we generate interest. This is how we not only get a much better return on our time, we generate way more leads, customers and distributors this way, but we don't alienate any friends or family. We deepen relationships instead of fracturing them. What a concept. Right? Okay, so I also want you guys to know before we move on, and ads, this is just new people you're adding to your list every day. You gotta get in the habit of adding new people to your list every day, meeting new people or adding people you already know that are on your list every day. You can edit these. So if you wanna make this one bigger, you can. If you're new and you have 0 people on your team, you can make that 0, and then you can go add that 4 over here. Okay? Same thing for customers if you don't have any. You guys with me? Okay, great. Whatever you set these numbers to, Teamzy will give you a suggestion. You can edit them to whatever you want. Click continue. And now your dashboard will be configured to the goals you just set. So every one of you will have a customized dashboard based on your personal goals. Pretty cool. And you can change those numbers anytime. There's a little link at the top of the Teamzy dashboard that says edit daily goals. Simple. So easy, right? So easy. Even Eric can do it. All right, next step, finding your why. Finding your why. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. Hold on a second. Okay, great. This is important. Finding your why is huge. And I know you guys have heard about this from people before. You know, you've heard about from your upline, from leaders, from other trainers that you need to know your why. You need to know why you're in this business. And sometimes it's just kind of like, we hear it so much, we drown it out. So I'm talking directly to you guys. If you don't have a why statement in writing somewhere where you have access to it, you need to pay attention to me for the next couple of minutes. It's really huge because in this business, 1 out of 2 people quits in the first year. Okay, they quit. That's a lot of people. It's actually millions of people. You want to put it in terms of realistic terms, in this industry, millions of people quit every year. Isn't that crazy? And you guys work so hard to recruit people. To think that 1 out of 2 will quit. The reason why people quit, and some of you might be on the fence, you may be thinking of quitting right now. It's because they don't have a reason not to. You got to dig deep and understand what it is that really drives you, and you need to tie your success to that reason. That's why people tell you to find your why, because they know. Here's the truth, guys. Here's the truth. Human beings are wired to quit. That's our default setting. You have to overcome that with a powerful why. I love the example that Darren Hardy gave in his book, The Compound Effect. If you guys haven't read that, you should definitely read that. It's a great read. It's easy too. Easy and great read. But he talks about the why. You know, he asks somebody if they would walk across, if you put like a balance beam across the ground, would you walk across it for $20? And everyone says, yeah, sure. Now, if you put that same balance beam between 200-story skyscrapers, would you still walk across that same balance beam for $20? No way, right? There's no way you would do that for $20. Well, what's the difference? Well, now it's dangerous. It doesn't make sense. What if the building that you were walking to was on fire? Would you, for any amount of money, walk across that to the burning building? No way. Now, what if on the roof of the burning building were your children? Now, would you scurry across that balance beam to get your kids to safety? Of course you would. What's the difference? The why. The why. If you would cross a balance beam 100 stories up to a burning building to save your kids, what is going to drive you to spend 30, 40 minutes connecting with people on a daily basis to build a successful business? That's why we go through this process. You guys with me? All right, so I'm going to just take you through real quick. We built this simple process into Teamzy to help get your mind wrapped around your why and help you get at least your first draft of a why statement in about 10 minutes, okay? We've got 5 questions that you need to answer just as, just in your own mind, and then create your why statement. I'll take you through my story as an example, okay? So let's jump back over to Teamzy. Okay. First question, why did you become a distributor? Why are you even here? Why are you in this business? Okay, so my story was, and I shared a little bit at the beginning of the call, I had tremendous results, lost 60 pounds in less than 4 months. And everybody was asking me about it. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I would tell them all day long. I became a distributor because since I was already sharing what I was doing with everybody, I figured, actually my wife suggested, she's smarter than I am, that I should get paid for that. So I signed up. Okay, and next question, what do you hope to accomplish? Well, I remember asking my sponsor, do you think if I did this, I could make $500 a month extra money? It's kind of amazing to look back and know that that's where I started, and everything that amazing that has happened to me since, like that was it. It wasn't very deep. I wasn't on a mission to transform the industry, to help tens of thousands of people a year. I just wanted to make $500 extra money a month. Anyone relate to that? Anybody here for that? Yeah. So that's what I was hoping to accomplish. Make $500 a month. Why not? Third question, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? So in my case, the reason why I wanted $500 a month is I wanted to put it in my savings account. I just wanted to save it. I just needed that kind of win of putting money in the bank every month. Okay, now, why is that important to me? You guys just need to understand where I was coming from at the time. I told you that I've been in the coaching industry, helping people build their business for years. Well, primarily my customers were real estate people. Okay, real estate people. Some of you might be real estate people. And that industry was amazing. Oh my gosh. We had like 25, 30% growth every year in our business until the end of 2008. Remember that? The Great Recession. Oh my gosh. It was like an avalanche and it was really scary. I know in our industry, the real estate industry kind of like tanked overnight and many other industries followed. I know a lot of people were out of work. I think it was the highest unemployment rate we've had in a generation, right? And eventually I lost my job. I was laid off. And as the sole breadwinner for my family, I had to go out and figure it out. I had to go find work. And it was scary. By God's good grace, I found work in another industry. We made it. We just barely made it by our fingernails through that recession. But we used our savings. In the 3 months it took me to find a job, we used all of our savings. Isn't it amazing how fast savings goes when you have no income? And for the next 6, almost 7 years, we were not able to save a single penny. And I don't know how many of you guys can relate to that. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people. I had done the math and figured out that if I lost my income again, we were 60 days from losing everything. And I know it's just crazy. It's like you can live this life, but it's such a house of cards, right? And so the thought that, wow, this business, I could start putting money in the bank again, that was kind of exciting to me. So 5 minutes after signing up, I was kind of excited to actually have something that could put some money in the bank again and not just pay my bills. So even though that question didn't seem that exciting or important, why is it important to you? Because I want to save it. It meant a lot emotionally to me. Does that make sense? The next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Now, When I was asked this question, here's what I first thought. Man, if I could save money long enough, we could buy a new house. How many of you guys just would love a new house? It was such an exciting goal for me. We have 4 kids at the time, 2 big dogs, and um, we were just on top of each other. We'd outgrown our home, and there was nowhere for us to go because we didn't have any savings. We couldn't buy a new house. Our current mortgage was upside down because of the economy. We were upside down. At one point, we were $250,000 upside down in our mortgage. Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy? And so we just had no option. So putting money in the bank started to give me hope that maybe we could buy a new home. So I've gone, just so you guys know, 4 questions, 5 minutes. I've gone from, I'll sign up, what the heck, right? Which is easy to quit, to, wow, maybe we could get a new house. This is exciting. Last question that I had to answer was this one. Why is that meaningful? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? I had to really rack my brains on this one a little bit. And I'll be honest, I don't like the uncomfortable personal growth questions. Even though I love personal growth, like, it's uncomfortable sometimes, right? And as I thought about this, I wondered, is buying a home really meaningful? Or is it just materialistic? I don't know. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to answer that one because it doesn't matter. Because when I started thinking about how it made me feel, here's what I realized. There was something going on much deeper than wanting a new home. I just hadn't allowed myself to think it consciously, but it was happening in my heart. And this is the thing about finding your why. You already know it. It's in your heart. You just need to pull it out so that you can think about it. Okay? So here's what I realized. The house symbolized the home, and the home is the symbol of the family. It's not that we needed a new house. It's that I knew deep down inside that my family life wasn't healthy. It wasn't, well, here's the truth. I really didn't have a relationship with my family. I was working all the time, and I never saw them. I would get up in the morning. My kids were still in their pajamas when I left for work. I'd go to work all day long, come home. My kids had already had dinner. They were in the bathtub getting ready for bed. I was the dad who tucked them into bed and kissed them good morning. That was it. My kids would call me by the names of their teachers instead of daddy because that's who they were around. And it was upsetting. I just didn't know how to be there for them because I had to provide. It was like this catch-22. And part of me thought, well, this is what dads do, right? And I saw my wife for 60 minutes a day. After the kids went to bed, we had 60 minutes before I had to go to bed early because I had to get up so early, go to work. It was just this like rat race. Just couldn't get ahead. And here I was back in the coaching industry. The economy stabilized. I got my old job back. I was considered successful. I was at the top of my career. There was nowhere else for me to go vertically. I was at the top. And yet I couldn't save a penny. I couldn't rub 2 pennies together. I just felt stuck. I just felt completely stuck. And guys, I just want you to understand something that happened to me in this process of thinking about my why was this. I realized, my career isn't, I was proud of my career. I felt really proud of my career. I had a corner office, and a big desk, and a window view, and all this baloney. But I couldn't save any money. I was proud of my career, but I just realized something. You know what? This little side hustle that 5 minutes ago was going to get me $500 a month to put in the bank. That has the potential to let me create the whole life that I want. The financial freedom, the flexibility of time to be working from home with my family. None of that possibility exists in my career. It all exists here with network marketing. And something happened. I realized something, guys. The switch flipped. I started thinking about my career as my extra money, and I started thinking about network marketing as my main financial plan. And that's when I was able to write my first why statement, which I'm going to share with you guys right now. It's actually in your accounts as the sample text. You have to write yours over the top of it. And this was the why statement that I wrote. Just thinking through this, I wrote this down. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Guys, I'm going to tell you what happened as soon as I wrote this down because everything changed, but I just need to tell you this. A couple years later, today's Tuesday. I could have written this as Tuesday, instead of my why. This is my life now. 2 years ago, I couldn't even imagine this. What happened was I wrote this down, and now I realized, oh my gosh, I need to get after this business. I need to focus on this business. I knew it needed to be done. I knew it could be done in an hour a day. Now I just had to not skip days. I had to be consistent. And the days that I didn't feel like doing it, hello, do you have those days? All the time, right? I had to confront this why statement, which is on the dashboard of Teamzy, and tell myself, are you not going to commit today to being with your kids? Are you not going to commit today to getting rid of financial worry? Or can you just suck it up, Eric, for 35, 40 minutes and get it done? The why statement gives you a reason to persist through all the BS you create in your mind to keep yourself from doing what you need to do to achieve your dreams. Right? And you show it to your spouse and have them hold you accountable to it. There's no escaping it. Oh my gosh. Here's what happened. I wrote this down and I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it work. I want to leave my career within the next 90 days and go full bore on this business. I had nowhere to work. I told you guys, my house was too small. I went to Home Depot. I bought one of those sheds that they have out in the parking lot, the tough sheds. You guys seen those? I had it delivered right in the dirt. I said, just put it on the dirt. I don't have money for a foundation. Just put it in the dirt. They put the tough shed out there. I ran an extension cord from the house. I had Wi-Fi. I threw a computer out there and I started building my business in a wood shed. I used to call it the shed quarters, and everybody thought that was cute. I would do webinars like this with sweat pouring down my face. I was making it happen. The why changes everything. Why did I spend all this time talking about this right now instead of showing you my software? Because you need this to be successful. This program is built for you to be successful. You need the why. Guys, don't skip it. You will quit without it. And the same is true for your recruits, the people you're bringing onto your team. Help them through this process. Ask them these questions. Bring them to Teamzy. Help them do this so they have a reason to persist when times are tough, when things happen, or when they just don't feel like it. You guys with me? Now, the last box here where I wrote my statement, the only one that you really have to write in is this last box. This will save to your dashboard when you click continue. Okay, boom, that's done. Now that's on my dashboard. Last step for setup is getting your contacts in. There's a few videos here that will help you. You want to get your contacts from your back office, from your, your, whatever you call it, your back office from the corporate mothership. You want your team in there, at least your first level team in Teamzy, and then all your customers in Teamzy. And the next list you'll want to get is your Facebook list, okay? There's a couple of videos here that will help, but also if you skip the wizard and jump over here to the Help Center in Teamzy, you'll find even more videos. We have some tutorials for back offices, depending on your company, if somebody has showed us the way. But also, if you don't want to watch videos, we've got regular FAQs, and you can get written instructions. You can pick one, Juice Plus. Okay, you can get the written instructions on how to get to your back office. All that stuff is there to help you. And if for any reason you're super tech averse like me and you just can't do that, you need help, click this help button, send us a message, we'll help you. We'll even do a one-on-one Zoom and walk you through setting up your account if you need that, okay? Do not let any challenges you have with setup stop you from using Teamzy, because it's going to change everything for you, okay? All right, so now we've got it set up. Oh, I missed one thing on setup. Let me show you one more thing. As you import your lists, you're gonna have an opportunity to rank them, okay? We use a simple 5-star ranking system in order to prioritize our relationships in Teamzy. Let me show you how this works. I'm gonna jump over to the team page. The team page is like your CRM. This is where your full list is, okay? After you've done an import, it's gonna put you in rank mode. I'm gonna turn it on right here from this menu. Okay, there's rank mode. This lets you jam down your list and rank people just by clicking. So like Maury should be 5-star, boom, make her a 5-star, okay? Or actually she's a 2, boom, that easy. Okay, if you see somebody you want to delete, you just click the little trash can. The idea here is just to go down your list quickly. This doesn't need to be an exhaustive ranking process. Just go down quickly and click the people based on however you feel about them, okay? And I'm gonna give you my definitions for the rankings in a second, but here's what you need to know from this. The higher the rank, the more often you talk to them, the more often they'll be brought up on your Teamzy list for you. Make sense? All right, so here's how it works. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor on your team that's a rock star. 5-star people are going to show up on your up next list every 30 days. Now remember, your up next list, that's in the Power Hour section of Teamzy. Your up next list is where you're just connecting with people, just having a conversation and deepening the relationship. It's not the same as a follow-up. We'll talk about that later. A 4-star is somebody likely to become a customer or distributor with a little nurturing, okay? Or they're just the solid performers on your team. They'll show up. 4 stars shows up every 60 days, okay? Every 60 days on your up next list. 3 stars could go either way. In fact, everyone defaults to 3 stars when you put them in the Teamzy. And then you can move them up and down based on how you feel about them. 3-star people could go either way. They show up every 90 days, okay? Most people on your list will be 3 stars. And that's fine. You're going to be talking to them 4 times a year. It's awesome. 2 stars, they're getting colder. They show up every 120 days, okay? Every 120 days. And then 1-star people, they're in your Teamzy list. You can look them up, but they're not coming up on your dashboard. They're just kind of there, okay? You with me? Don't worry if you don't remember this. Just remember this. The higher the star ranking, the more often they come up, okay? Also, this keeps people from coming up too often. This keeps you from overdoing it with people, which is another issue sometimes, okay? All right, so once you've got everybody where you want them, don't worry, you don't have to save or anything. It auto-saves. You can just navigate away and it's ready to go. All right, so now everything is set up. Now, if you're looking at the dashboard, a couple things I want to show you. First, today's activities, these are the goals we set. So in our case, it was to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, invite 3, and add 3, okay? And as I do these activities, you're going to see these numbers on the dashboard change. It gives me instant feedback on how I'm doing. Pretty cool. All right, so when I do my Power Hour, I come down here to the Who's Up Next box right here. And on the left side are my lists. I've got 4 lists here on the left side: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups, okay? I'll show you how to do these in a second. On the right side is where I log the activity, log the conversation that I'm having with them, right? So it's tracked. All right. So the first person on my list is J. Lisa Swain, and I'm going to reach out to her. Now, Teamzy will record just about any type of communication you can come up with: Facebook, text, Instagram, email, phone calls, in person, greeting cards, Snapchat, whatever you can come up with, LinkedIn. You can record all those things in Teamzy, okay? But I'm going to tell you that my primary method of communication is Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is the best. If you can connect with somebody on Facebook, Facebook Messenger is the best way to communicate right now. People are responsive. It has the highest, the overall response rate to Messenger is like 99%. Is that crazy? And everyone's on it now, just about. So I'm going to always go to Facebook Messenger first. And then if I can't do that, if I have a phone number, I'm going to text them. Those are the 2 types of communication I'm going to go for the most. Okay, so I've got Facebook open right here in another tab, ready to go. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to send those messages. So Jay's my first person. I'm going to message her on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. And this is where I would normally get stuck. What the heck do I say to start this conversation? Anyone ever get stuck with that? Yeah. So here's the thing. I've got you covered on this. We've got some scripts. See where it says scripts right here, down here? You just click that. Just really non-salesy, easy, relational scripts to help you start a conversation. I don't want you overthinking. Overthinking is going to take you out of your efficiency mode. We need to just get started. So I'm going to click on Facebook and grab a script. Here's one right here, connect number 1. I love this script. It is so effective and simple. Here's what it says. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. My goal is to make her day, get her to smile, and hopefully respond. That's it. I'm not trying to sell or recruit her right here. So let me copy that script. Now check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that script. It's sent to my, what do you call that? Your clipboard. So that I can change the name here and not accidentally send the wrong name on Facebook. So I changed the name there. It's ready to go. You can add an emoticon if you want. You got to do emoticons, right? So I'll put an emoticon in here. I don't know, something fun like a smiley. Okay, cool. Now we're ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this now that I've got it just the way I want it. I'll toggle over to Facebook and I'm going to look her up and send the message. You have to send messages through Facebook because Facebook doesn't allow, other apps to send messages on its behalf. Okay, here we go. Send message. Paste that. I got it ready to go. There it is. Boom. Look at that. Ready to go. Boom. I sent the message to Jay. Now I'm going to finish logging it in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message, and I'm just going to log it. Now watch what happens when I log it up here. See, now I've got one up on my scoreboard. Jay's off my list. Next person's Marlo. What I'm going to do with Marlo, I'm going to send the same script. Just copied it and pasted it again. Change the name. Okay. Boom. Toggle over, send it in Facebook, and log it again. Are you with me? Boom. Next person on my list is Hamilton. Now I've got 2 done. I'm just going to work my way down my list. Probably even use that same script, though there are other ones if you want to get a new one. Okay. Plus you can save your own scripts in there if you want. But the ones that we have in there they're not theoretical. They're scripts that absolutely work. I told you we have 50,000 people use Teamzy, and they're always shocked at how well those scripts work because they're just not annoying, and they're friendly, and they make people smile. That's the goal. Okay, so as I'm connecting with my prospects, boom, 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 I'm sending out those. In our case, it was 10. I'm going to send messages to 10 people. Now, first of all, I'll give you a pro tip. Don't get distracted by their responses and start having a conversation yet. Stay focused. Okay, don't answer any of those conversations until you're done with your power hour. Okay, so we're going to work from left to right. We're going to finish our prospects list. We're going to go down the list 10 times. When that says 10, we move to the next list, which is customers. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Abra. I'm going to get ready to send her a message. I'll go to scripts. Okay. Now what's cool is Teamzy knows we're on customers, and it's giving me different scripts, which is great. I've got some great scripts on how to ask for recommendations from current customers. Congratulations on great results. How are you enjoying your product? Send me an update. Let me know I can be of help, right? Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. So great. This is my favorite one, by the way. I'm going to send that one. So I'll send this one to Abra. Okay. Got that script. I'm going to change the name. Right? Ready to go. Put my emoticon in there if you're into emoticons, which I am. Whatever. Okay, ready to go. So now I'm going to send this one to her the same way. It's just the same way. I'm going to send it in Facebook. I'll toggle over Facebook and send it to her. Okay, and I'm going to go down my customer list. Now, real quick, you guys see how easy this is? So easy. Now, just really quick. I just got to hit this because so many people in this business, they're so fixated on new customers that they ignore their existing customers. And I want you guys to know that once you've got a customer, somebody has given you money for a product. I don't care if they bought one little tiny thing. They are solid gold to your business. Solid gold. Okay. First of all, you need to be in touch with them consistently for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the more in touch with them you are, you build the relationship and you become the go-to, you become the expert, okay, in their world on this subject. That means when they're thinking about whatever it is that you sell or represent, they're thinking about you. This is important. Okay, this is important, and I'm going to explain in a minute why that's huge. But that's your first step, is you need to be in touch so that you can be there to serve them, right? It's your business, serving them, and so you can be the expert. Number 2, have you ever heard the term second money is easier? Your customers who are already buying things from you or have bought things in the past from you if you're in touch with them regularly, they are much more likely to buy more. If they're on a monthly recurring order, they will retain longer. So just by staying in touch, little messages like, hey, is there any way I can make your day? They will order more and they will stay longer. If you could get your team to do this, you will see, honestly, in 60 days, you could increase team volume by 20%. Some of you, that's a lot of money. Over time, it's huge. It's huge. Just by staying in touch. And people either they're just lazy or they don't have a system that's organized, or they're afraid people will cancel if they're talking to them. Guys, they're more likely to stay if you're talking to them. Okay, you have an opportunity to educate and connect, and they know how much you care. The caring, so many people are buying these products. The products are good, but they're buying them because of the relationship they have with you. The deeper that goes, the more they're into it. Make sense? Okay. Number 3, if you're wondering who your next customer is going to be or where you're going to find the next recruit on your team, you need to understand this principle. The hottest source for a new lead in your business is your current customer. Okay? The hottest source for a new lead in your business is your current customer. I mean, I already told you guys my story. I was using products and loving them, and what was I doing? I was telling everyone about them. Guess what your customers are doing? They're telling everyone about them. If human beings, we can't help ourselves. If we like something, we tell people about it, right? Don't you see a great movie? What do? Go to a great restaurant. What do? Constantly, especially now in today's social media world. People are constantly talking about it. So if you have customers who enjoy these products, they've already found people who are ready to purchase right now. You need to be in touch with customers and be actively asking for introductions to the people they're talking to. Okay, get introduced. By the way, I always say, don't ask for referrals. Get introductions. Okay? Get introductions. I did a full training on this. It's in the Teamzy University. You can take a look at that. I did an hour training on exactly how to do that. But even if all you're doing is just staying in touch, you're going to uncover a lot of those recommendations, and you'll always get new customers every month. Okay? So stay in touch with your customers. It's so flippin' easy with Teamzy. You have no excuse not to now. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to go down 6 times till we hit our goal. Then we're going to go to distributors. We're going to start connecting with distributors. Again, we've got some scripts here for distributors. Okay? This relationship with your team is mega important. This is why our product is called Teamzy. It's about your team. And people need to hear from you personally. Having a Facebook group, having a live Zoom call once a week or a month, those are great. That does not replace the one-on-one relationships. People are on your team because of the relationship with you. All they need to do is just a quick text, a quick message, just to let them know you're thinking of them, that you're proud of them, that you're there for them. It means all the world. And with Teamzy, you'll be able to manage even the largest teams. In our Teamzy bootcamp right now, we've got a couple people with more than 10,000 people on their team. And that's what they love the most about Teamzy, is that now they have a way to invest personally in their team members. So cool. Okay, so when we're done with our prospects, our customers, and distributors, in our case, it was 20, right? That'll take you maybe 30 minutes if you're new, total. And all those messages are out. Now people are going to start popping out responses. Okay, we've got one more list to work before we start answering that, and that's our follow-ups list. So how do I get people onto my follow-ups list? Let me just give you an example. So we sent out those messages, and now people are starting to respond. So let's say, for example, my friend Jay, she messages me back and says, oh my gosh, Eric, so great to hear from you. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? Too long, because I didn't have Teamzy. And we're catching up. We're just messaging back and forth, catching up. What have you been up to? And my goal, right, and I want to impart this on you guys, your goal is to ask questions and find ways to help. That's it. Ask questions and find ways to help. That's what I want to do. I want to catch up and find ways. So I'm listening. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, where are you living? What are you doing for a living? How's your family? What's going on with your dog? Whatever. Just having a conversation and learning about what she's doing. Okay. And as we're talking and catching up, she's asking me questions. What about you? What are you up to? Oh my gosh, life's so good. I left my job 2 years ago. Oh, really? What are you doing now? I work at home. I'm with my kids all the time, which is so cool. And she's like, wow, I wish I could do that. So we're having a conversation, right? And I'm listening. I'm listening for ways that I can help her. Maybe she's got no interest at all in the business, but she's like, hey, while I have you here, do you know a great dentist, pediatric dentist? I need one for my kids. Yeah, I'm going to give her that recommendation. I want to help her in some way. Now, if there is some interest in learning more about the business, she's, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing. I wish I could do something like that. If I find that interest, then I'm going to invite her, right? I'm going to invite her right now in the first conversation. So I might say, hey, Jay, you know what? You'd be great at this. Are you interested in learning more about it? She's like, maybe. Yeah, I might be interested in learning more. Okay, great. Well, listen, we have an event tonight. It's a live event. We're going to do it on Facebook. And basically, I'll just give you the link. You can tune in and watch it and learn. We're going to talk about the business opportunity and what's going on in the company and things like that. And if you're interested in learning more, it'd be a great opportunity to just do it from home. She's like, oh, that actually sounds great, Eric. Perfect. I'll send you the link in a minute. I'll email it over to you, Jay. And then what I'll do is I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. How's that sound? She said, that sounds great. Okay, so this is the conversation I'm having with Jay, guys. It's just an example of how you can invite somebody. So how do I do this in Teamzy? Okay, so what I'm going to do, since Jay's no longer on my dashboard, I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar. It's right here in the top of my dashboard. Just type in a couple letters, and here she comes. Boom. That brings me to her record. Now what I want to do is log that I sent her an invite. Now, people always ask me, do you log all the back and forth? You can, but I don't. I don't think it's important because that back and forth is in Facebook Messenger. I just want to log the next thing so I can set my next follow-up. Does that make sense? So what I do is I'm going to click connect, open up the connect thing. And then we invited her to an opportunity call, right? And see right here where it says, and this was an email. See right here where it says invite? I'm going to click on that. Now, instead of a connect, this was actually an opportunity call invite. Okay? Boom. So now Teamzy has kind of switched it. It knows now this is an invite and specifically to an opportunity call. I can run a report later and see what that was. So cool. Now, before I log this, I need to set my follow-up because I told her I'd follow up when? Were you guys listening? Tomorrow, right? And she's a 5-star, which means she won't come on my dashboard for 30 days. So I need to set a follow-up. So when I click right here where it says follow-up, I can set that for tomorrow, okay? You can do a custom date too if you want. You can do any, there's a little calendar, you can do any date. Okay. So I'm gonna set my follow-up for tomorrow and then log it. Now watch what happens. Now there's a follow-up set on her record. So when I go to my dashboard and I go to my follow-ups list, you'll find Jay right there on my follow-ups list. Pretty cool, right? So I don't put people on my follow-ups list unless I've invited them or unless I just need to talk to them tomorrow for some reason, I'll put them there. But all these people that we sent messages to, I'm not adding them to my follow-ups list. If they don't respond to that message, they're coming back on Teamzy whenever, 30, 60, 90 days. I don't sweat it. I'm going to talk to new people tomorrow. If they do respond, we're going to have a conversation. Make sense? If that conversation fizzles out, I don't set a follow-up. I'm going to talk to them again when they come back on my list. If there's an interest there and I've invited them, now I'm going to put them on my follow-ups list and I'm going to follow up like a pro. So when I'm doing my power hour, I connect with my prospects, my customers, my distributors, and then I go down and I start doing my follow-ups. Okay? When I get to Jay, I'm going to do it the exact same way. I'm going to go to scripts. I'm going to grab a follow-up script. By the way, I have all the follow-up scripts you need in Teamzy for you. Here's one right here that I love. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Guys, there's so much psychology built into those 2 sentences, but they work great because I'm doing things like, hey, I'm checking in. It's totally non-threatening, like I promised I would. I'm keeping my promises, right? I'm investing in our trust. What questions do you have for me? It's all about you and not what I need. All that's built into 2 sentences, right? So I've got that. Now what I'll do is I'll go over, I'm going to send her the message. Okay. Oops, I forgot to change the name. Okay. Boom, there's my follow-up. Now I'm going to log that in Teamzy. Oh, I didn't even do it in here yet. So we'll paste it in there. That was Facebook message. And before I log this though, guys, you got to set your next follow-up. Got to set your next follow-up because I don't want her to fall off my list. Always set the next follow-up. So now she's on my list again for tomorrow. Now, real quick, you guys, you saw how easy it was to do the follow-ups. It's just as easy as sending a regular connect, right? So you're connecting with prospects, customers, distributors, then you're doing your follow-ups. Just send the next one. In a perfect world, you've got about 30 minutes to send your connects and about 30 minutes to do your follow-ups. That's your power hour. Okay, it may take you a couple of weeks to fill that follow-ups list, but if you're inviting 3 every day, by Friday, you've got 15 people on your follow-ups list. Now, I want to talk to you for a second about follow-ups because I showed you how easy it is, but I need you to understand how important it is. And you guys have heard that the fortune's in the follow-up. How many times have people told you that? The fortune's in the follow-up. Have you heard this stat? Okay, and if you haven't, write this down for yourself and for your team. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard that stat? It's true, not just for your business, but for all sales in the world. Crazy, right? How many of you guys follow up 10 times? Now, I know you can't talk to me, but I can still hear the crickets coming through the internet because I've met very few people who follow up 10 times. In fact, all the people I know who follow up 10 times are Teamzy users, and that's why. And I know why you don't follow up. I know it's impossible to follow up 10 times without a system like this to keep you on top, right? They fall through the cracks left and right. But even if you have this system, you probably aren't going to because you're terrified of being annoying. How many of you guys, you think you would be the most annoying person in the world if you followed up 10 times with somebody? Most people feel that way. And it's a legitimate fear. But here's the thing I want you guys to know. There is a way to do this without being annoying. I'm going to teach it to you right now. Get your pens and paper out and get these 2 principles down. If you follow these 2 principles, you'll never be annoying when you follow up. Ready? 1, never ask them to do anything when you follow up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back, text me back, RSVP, complete your purchase. No call to action whatsoever in your follow-ups. You understand? But Eric, I've been taught to do it that way. Yeah, that's why you're not following up 10 times, because that way is annoying. You with me? Don't ask them to do anything in your follow-ups. Number 2, second principle. Your follow-up needs to be in written format. Facebook Messenger is ideal. Second best is text. I don't want you leaving voicemails or calling people. Okay? Why? Because getting a phone call is annoying. Our society doesn't like to be called on the phone anymore. You shouldn't be talking to people on the phone unless you've set an appointment with them. Okay? It's too intimate. It's too intimate. You know, when your phone rings, you're like, oh, my phone's ringing. Unexpected phone call. So annoying. However, if you're messaging someone and you're talking, it's like, hey, let's set up a call so we can talk more. Great. Your follow-ups need to be in written format, and they need to be short enough they can be read without being opened. Guys, short, written, they can be read without being opened. They don't want you to know they've seen it because they're not going to respond. And don't worry, you do it too. This is how you do it. Those are your 2 principles. Don't ask them to do anything. Send it in written format, short enough they can read it on their phone without opening it. Those are the ways to ensure that you're not being annoying. Now, I'm just going to explain to you something, why this works. Why this works. First of all, most people will not respond at all to the first 5 or 6 messages. Most people, I'm going to say it again, most people will not even respond to the first 5 or 6 messages. And most network marketers give up after 2 or 3. So they gave up. And we create these stories. Well, they're not responding because they're a jerk, or they don't like me, they don't respect me, or they don't respect my time, or their husband's a jerk, or they're broke, or I offended them. We create these things that aren't true. The people who are not responding typically respect you, admire you, are excited about what you're doing, and want to get involved. So why are they not responding? You need to understand this is just how the human mind is created and wired. Okay? Our subconscious mind is there to keep us safe, to protect us in a crazy world. It makes us feel like things are under control. And it keeps us out of sticky situations. Did you guys know that 85% of everything you do is done by your subconscious mind? You didn't even think it through. You didn't even know it was happening. How many of you guys have driven home, pulled into your driveway, and thought, how did I get here? Can you believe your subconscious can actually drive your car for you? Yeah. Some of you even managed to get makeup on during that drive or have dinner while driving. It's crazy. Your subconscious runs the show. So here's what happens. I'm talking to Jay. She's super excited. She can't wait. I say I'll check in tomorrow. I send her that message and she doesn't respond. And I'm like disappointed. No, I don't expect her to respond. I know she's not going to, because here's what happened. Jay gets the message. And because of the way I constructed that message, she looked at it and she smiled. And for a split second, she reconnected to the hope and the excitement she had when she first saw the opportunity. A split second. Because before she can even consider responding, her subconscious sees the threat. Oh my gosh, that's that change, that different thing that Eric was talking about. That's scary, that's not stable, that I don't believe is safe for you, Jay. So the subconscious distracts her. Jay, over there, look, the baby just threw up on the dog. Go handle it. And Jay's looking at the phone, looks over. Oh my gosh, she puts her phone down. I got to go handle this. I want to respond, but this is a legitimate reason why I can't. And this will happen every day. Next day, I send her the next message. She sees it. She smiles for a second, and then something else happened. She's got to go. She can't respond. It happens day after day after day. Okay? This is what happens to everybody. The problem is the subconscious sees this opportunity as a threat. So why does it work after 7 to 10 follow-ups? Because if you're doing it this way and not being annoying and being positive and excited, you are literally reprogramming their mind to stop seeing you and your opportunity as a threat. After 5 or 6, you'll usually get a response like this. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me, for following up with me. I'm so sorry I haven't responded. And it'll blow your mind that they're thanking you because you're thinking they're not even paying attention. Okay? Around 7 or 8, they'll start really considering looking at it because now they're no longer getting interference from? Their subconscious. Their subconscious has figured you must be okay because every time they see your message, they smile and think it's nice. Guys, this works. So in Teamzy, you just go do your power hour. Every day you do your prospects, your customers, your distributors. You're starting new conversations, and then you're following up with people who you've invited in the past. When you get to J, for example, next time I can toggle activity, see what my last message was. Okay, jump back over here and grab the next script. Look at this, I got follow-up number 2. Just making sure you got my email or message, checking to see if you have any questions. Follow-up number 3, I'm excited about the goals we discussed, can't wait to get started. Follow-up number 4, I'm just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. We're following the rules all the way down. There's 10 in here. Guys, you don't even have to think. You can plug new team members in. They don't have to think. They don't have to be good at scripts or talking. It's all in here for you, okay? Now, how we finish her up at the end when Jay finally signs up, joins the team, here's how we're gonna finish her up. I'm gonna look her up, bring her up on her record. Okay, what I'll do first is I'm going to log the sale. So in this case, she got a distributor kit. This dropdown will be different based on your network. This is the generic one. And I'm going to save that. Now Teamzy knows that we got the sale. Now I'll take member type right here. She's a prospect. I'm just going to click on distributor and put her personally sponsored. Now she's on my team. I'll continue to connect and work with Jay, but she'll be on my team list, not on my prospects list. And that's how you take somebody through the whole process. If after 10 follow-ups she's still not ready, then what I would do is I'd leave her as a prospect, I would take her off my follow-ups list, and then I would just let her go back into Teamzy, and she would automatically come back on my list in 30 days, right? So she can't fall through the cracks. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna give you a couple action steps, and then I'm gonna start taking questions. I see we've already got a bunch in there, but if you have questions, start plugging them in. I will answer them all. Let me give you your action steps really quick. Okay, so here's your action steps. If you're not already in your free trial, go get a free trial. I already talked about that. If you came late, you go to teamzy.com, start trial. It's free for 30 days, no credit card required. Go do it, that's a no-brainer. If you're already in your free trial and using Teamzy and loving it, go ahead and set up your subscription now. You won't actually be billed until the 30 days free is up, so you get all that free time, but this way you won't miss a beat, okay? You won't miss a beat when your trial's over. Okay, next action step, get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Okay, if you're already using Teamzy, you're passionate about, just get somebody to say, hey, do this with me for 30 days. You will get so much more out of it with a success partner, okay? Pick somebody from your team, pick somebody from another team, whatever, doesn't even matter. But what I want you to do is commit to doing it together and message each other a screenshot of your dashboard completed each day. Okay, message each other that screenshot. Hey, I finished mine, here it is. Oh my gosh, you'll get so much out of it that way. And then finally, I'm gonna give you a 5-day challenge. The 5-day challenge is this. During your trial or whatever, I want you to connect with 100 people in 5 days. Okay, it has to be 5 days in a row. No days off in here. 5 days in a row, 100 people. That's an average of 20 a day. That's actually the example I showed you tonight in the demo. Okay, so it's going to take you 30 minutes a day. I want you to do it 5 days in a row because it will blow your mind how many conversations you can start in 5 days. Some of you will feel completely overwhelmed, and I just want you to know that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because feeling overwhelmed because you have so much activity in your business is a good thing, right? Okay, great. There's your action steps. Now, let's get to some questions. Let me open up this Q&A. Okay. Tom says, okay. Thanks, Tom. Mandy, if you add a business to your list, if you add a business to your list, will all of our info switch over to that? Okay, so what I think Mandy's asking is, if she's in the generic version now and then we add her network as a custom version of Teamzy, can we move her over? And the answer is yes. It's super easy for us to migrate all your data over. You just got to send a message to support@teamzy.com, okay? Great. Jennifer says, how do I download my phone contacts into Teamzy? Okay, Jennifer, there are some instructions in the Help Center, step-by-step on how to do that. Okay, so in the Help Center, you'll find those. If you have any trouble with that, Jennifer, just click the Help button in Teamzy and ask for help, and our team will help you with it. Peggy says, if you want to do someone that doesn't show up in the list for that day, how do you bring them up, put them at the top of your list? Okay, great. So that's a good question. So if you want to connect with somebody who's not on your list for the day, what you do is, wait, let me find Teamzy. What you do is you just look them up Okay. So in our example, we looked up Jay, right? You just look them up, click on their name, that takes you to their record, and then you log the connect right here. Okay. You log the connect right here, just like you would do in the dashboard. Okay. And by the way, that connect still counts towards your goals, even though it wasn't on your up next list. Anonymous says, how do I import phone contacts into Teamzy iPhone? Same answer. Go to the help center. There's instructions there. David says, what are you using for subjects so people open emails? I noticed there are no subjects in the scripts. David, that's a good question. And here's the truth. Most people don't open emails. So email is your last resort. Like the only reason I would send somebody an email is if that's the only contact I have for them. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a couple of strategies here because sometimes you only have an email. The first thing I do if I have only an email is I go to Facebook and I put that email address in the search bar of Facebook and see if I can find a person's Facebook profile. Okay, and if I can find it, I will friend request and send them a message saying who I am. Hey, I'm your whatever, your consultant. And I was hoping we can connect here. Try that. About 50% of the time it works, which means that you'll now get responses from those people that you weren't getting. Okay. But yeah, you'll have to come up with your own subjects. But the most important thing is just make sure your subjects are friendly and have emoticons, and you might get people to open them a little bit more. The only other time I would send an email, okay, so I'll just tell you the other time I'd send an email, is if I was talking to you via messenger or text or face-to-face, I would say, I'm going to send you some information right now via email. I would always tell people. And if I did send somebody an email and I had another contact information, I would text them or something and say, hey, dude, I just sent you an email. Check it out. Otherwise, it's like a black hole. I mean, if I open my email right now, I bet I've got 3,000 unopened emails. How many do you have in your box? Good question, though. You got me excited about that one. Laura says, with respect to follow-up, what about when there are specials announced? I typically follow up with all prospects at that time. Should I not be doing this? How to best follow up with someone time-sensitive info like that? It's great. No, that's great. If you have a special, it's a great opportunity to connect with people, right? You just send them and connect. But what I would do is I would just kind of like do your daily connects and then make that extra like a work list. Now, one of the cool things you can do in Teamzy, Laura, is you can add tags to people's records. So if somebody is using a particular product, you could add that as a tag so that you can grab everyone with that product, you can grab as a list and you can work that list. So if everyone who's ever bought that product before, you could instantly have that list and tell them it's on special, right? Stuff like that is cool. Okay, so that's good. Those are good things. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you don't need to add them to your follow-up list though. You just need to pull those people up and send them a connect. Are there playbacks? Yeah, we're recording this, Kristen, and you will get the link. I actually streamed it live on Facebook too, so if you want to go back to it instantly, you can probably find it on the Teamzy Facebook page right now. But we'll email out the playback link tomorrow. Mandy says, great. Hey, is that all the questions? I answered them all. Is there more? Okay, wait, hold on. I got something in. Somebody put one over here in the chat. A response I received after texting a quick video. Thanks. It's always great to see people better themselves. I don't think this is a program I'm interested in joining at the moment, but thanks for the info. I already do a lot to better my lifestyle and diet. It was nice talking to you today, Tom. Now do I just let them roll over into the next 60, 90 days? Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I mean, I would respond and be like, no, thank you for watching. So cool. I'm excited to hear that you are, taking care of your health. What I might say, Tom, is if you please use me as a resource, if you have any questions or anything, as I'm constantly learning about this subject, right? And then you leave with them knowing that you care about them. Now, what happens so much in this business is someone will send a video like that. They'll say, no, thanks. And people will be like, screw you, then I'm moving on. And they know that, they feel that. So you need to let them know, like, no, that's cool that you're not interested, no big deal, but I still want to be your resource. Your goal, Tom, is to be the go-to in that industry. You are the expert that she's going to ask questions on too. Okay, so that's where you want to get over time. Make sense? Okay. Awesome, you guys. Hey, I had fun with you guys tonight. That's it. That's the workflows, guys. Now get in there and do it. Take advantage of your free trial. Go crank it through this month. Make some magic happen. It's about being consistent. It's about loving on people, helping people, doing it, wash, repeat every day. Okay. I appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.